not a factory engineer.
I'm going to make him sign a waiver.
Not factory trained, all right? So...
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Another edition of Two Ball Tires podcast. Weather has been horrendous the last month or so.
It has.
Hadn't been above freezing, I think, until actually today that we're shooting this thing. So this past weekend, I got a couple of questions for you. So I come over, and I was looking for a vehicle for my father-in-law. And he, maybe a van, you know, something easy to get in and out. They go to Sam's Club about 15 times a week. So they need a bunch of storage and so forth. So I go out and look at a 17 Sienna Toyota. Sienna, yeah, sorry. I put an extra syllable in there, too. But he wants to know...
Because you're talking about the minivan, right?
Yeah, the minivan. And so he starts asking me all these questions, and I'm texting with Dylan back and forth because I don't have all the answers. And he says, you know, this, that. I get all the answers, and he says, is it a two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, front wheel, or all-wheel drive? And I thought, ooh, well, isn't four-wheel drive the same thing as all-wheel drive? And I guess it's not, correct? So what is the difference? Because here's a car fanatic sitting here that I don't even know the difference in that.
All right, so you also, there's one more drivetrain you left out, and that's rear-wheel drive.
Yeah, well, I don't
like
think
the
you
O2
asked about
Trans
that
Am we
one.
were just talking about. Well, rear-wheel drive is one of the worst for the weather, unless, man, we can talk about this a lot. But all right, let's focus on full-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. That's what you're really asking about, right? And first of all, I'm not an engineer. I do not have an engineering degree. I have not been factory trained on these vehicles, so this is going to be like mostly correct, but maybe not 100% correct.
All right.
So
fair enough.
All-wheel drive, what happens is when the vehicle can actually sense it losing traction, like one tire starts spinning faster than the other. When one tire spins faster than the other, it knows there's a problem because they should be spinning relatively the same speed.
Gotcha.
And it will actually engage a locking differential. Something locks in on the rear wheels, and they start spinning. They start getting their own power because on a front-wheel drive vehicle, the front wheels are turning, being driven by the engine.
Right.
And the rear wheels just roll.
Gotcha.
Right? They're just rolling. Yeah. They don't, unless you hit the brakes.
Right.
They just do whatever momentum tells them to do.
I got you.
So then when you hit the all-wheel drive, those things start spinning. And, you think, well, okay, does that make me go faster? No, it doesn't. They're going to spin at the rate that the vehicle, so that it locks in. And so now it becomes a four-wheel drive vehicle momentarily. A four-wheel drive vehicle, all four wheels have power the whole time. They're all engaged.
Gotcha.
That's the difference.
I got you. Now, which one? Now, another wrench in the wheel here. Like on the Rogue I've been driving, it's got a snow, a dial that I can change all the whatever. What does that snow?
It's actually probably doing two things. Once again, not a factory engineer.
I'm gonna make him sign a waiver.
Not factory trained. All right. So,
yeah.
But what it's actually, that's mostly probably for the transmission. It's telling it how to shift differently because, if you are driving a manual transmission, if you are controlling what gears you're in,
yeah.
When you're going downhill on an icy hill, you want that thing as low as possible.
Yeah,
you want the engine to slow the vehicle down so you don't have to hit the brakes. So it's doing something like that. It also may be. I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't change like the ABS reaction. Maybe the ABS kicks in quicker.
Yeah, because I think I saw that light come on when you do shift it in.
Right. So the kids don't have any idea what I'm getting ready to talk about. But in the old days, you used to pump the brake, right? You pump the brake.
Right.
You don't slam on the brake. You pump the brake because they put ABS in. I don't know, 20, 30 years ago, right? And what ABS does is that when you hit the brake, instead of it automatically does it for you, and it does a lot faster than you could, a lot faster and more effective to try to keep the vehicle from sliding, locking up.
So with all that being said, is that a personal preference to somebody that's going to buy a vehicle, whether it's front wheel, rear wheel, all wheel, 4-wheel drive? Is there pros and cons to? I know that Isabella, the Buick that she bought from here, it's front wheel drive, and she had a little bit harder time in the snow because of traction or whatever. So is there a benefit to, let's take out the snow altogether, just weather altogether? Is there a benefit to all-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, or is that just personal preference?
Most configurations that I've seen, and once again, I'm not an engineer, the whole spiel. Yeah. Most configurations I've seen, 4-wheel drive is based off a rear-wheel drive platform. It's trucks. It's like a real truck. You got it's either 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive, and then you lock the front wheels in for 4-wheel drive.
Gotcha.
And most of the time, all-wheel drive, it's a front-wheel drive vehicle that they're kicking that rear wheel in.
I got you.
Most of the time.
I got you.
I know that you can get an all-wheel drive Denali, and
right.
And when you start getting into that, I don't know. I mean, all-wheel drive's nice because the nicest thing about all-wheel drive is it will engage when you need it, and it's not engaged when you don't. So it saves you on fuel economy.
That makes sense.
Saves your tires.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to get out of deep ruts in the ice, that 4-wheel drive is probably a little better than all-wheel drive. Once again, I wouldn't know how to even test it. But
well, here's what I can tell you: out of all those scenarios, if you come down here to Moses AutoMall, we got every configuration you can imagine out there. You want front wheel, rear wheel, all wheel, 4-wheel drive. There's a ton of them sitting out there, and you'll sell them to them, won't you?
Absolutely.
Well, you won't. Somebody will.
Oh, yeah. We'll figure it out.
All right. Y'all come on down.
All right. Thanks,
all right.
Cledus.
Yes, sir. Y'all got it right here. See ya. I guarantee you.
I mean,
good. Man, what an analogy. What an analogy.